How's your first podcast appearance? Great. Got my tits out. It was lovely.
As you should. As you should.
Come on, Kurt, what are you saying?
So, hello and welcome back to the Red Shutter Club finale of season 1. Oi. So much excitement from the crowd. Everybody calm down, calm down. Thank you, Ben. So I am here today with Marl,
Hiya.
#1 Packers fan in Liverpool. Why Packers?
Because when I started watching it when I was about 8, and Brett Farve was the quarterback at the time, and my dad told me a story about he dislocated his thumb partway through a game, and then just kept playing. And I watched highlights of it. And if you don't know much about American football, the thumb when you're throwing it is ridiculously important. Because if you've ever tried to throw without your thumb, it's just fucking impossible. And he played the rest of the game and just soldiered on. I was like, that's the coolest thing I've ever seen. So I was like, right, Packers, they're my team.
Fair enough.
And then they lost Brett Favre and got an even better quarterback. And now he's gone, and I'm really sad.
The problem is I know nothing about American football, so I don't even know what to respond. I just know the Packers because all my family's from Wisconsin.
Let me, very, very English man, explain to you, an American woman, how your sport works.
Oh God. I can tell you all about Wisconsin. Nothing about football.
Fair.
But anyways, that's not what we're here to talk about. Sadly,
It's not an American
sorry,
football
Green
podcast.
Bay.
Shit.
You just get up and storm off. Oh God, I gotta edit that story. We're here to talk about music.
Oh yeah, I like that as well.
Yeah, man. On Matthew Street, no way.
I was saying to Ben when I was coming up, I was very surprised by how bang in the centre of Matthew Street this is.
Yeah.
It's such a nice little location.
It's great until they play the same 5 songs on repeat downstairs.
Oh my God, you know a Beatles song? Wow.
It's actually not Beatles. It's Don't Look Back in Anger. And Girls Just Want to Have Fun because of the 80s bar.
Have I ever told you about how I used to handle people asking me to play Wonderwall in Manchester?
No, please.
So, obviously Manchester, they absolutely go mental for Oasis. And every time I'd be doing a covers gig or something, I intentionally never learnt any Oasis because I just got bored of hearing it at open mics constantly. So I was like, wow, I want to do different songs. So every time someone would come up, I'd usually be nice to the first couple of people. They'd be like, oh, can you play Wonderwall? I'd be like, oh, no, really sorry, it's not on my set. The second person would come up and be like, no, sorry, I'm not playing that. By the 3rd or 4th one, I'd go, yeah, okay, I'll play it next. And then play Blur.
Yeah, no, with I will say I am that person that ironically
Yells, play Wonderwall.
Yeah.
Oh, I hate you.
Yeah.
The worst.
Like,
The fucking worst.
It'll
so
be
annoying.
It'll be like tonight, the Belvedere, the quiet folk club in the upstairs of this little tiny English pub. Someone will go, oh, what should I play? I just go, do Wonderwall.
You could shout that from outside and they'd hear you in the Belvedere. Like that's how quiet it is. You just walk past and go, play Wonderwall. Yeah, that's why I pretty much refused to play it. Because I got so sick of everyone just going, play Wonderwall. Shut up. No.
Well, this is are they from Manchester?
Oasis, yeah.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah, big old Manchester band.
I feel like people here are just sick of the Beatles. The Beatles have been around a lot longer, so maybe eventually Manchester will get tired of it.
Yeah, maybe. They'll have their version of Matthew Street where it's just full of Oasis shops.
Fair. Well, what's kind of the difference then between the Manchester and the Liverpool music scene?
Honestly, I didn't actually get as deep into the music scene there as I probably should have. I was there mainly while I was a student. I spent most of the time just getting very drunk and not paying anywhere near enough attention to
that's what everyone in the
stuff.
music scene here does.
That's true, good point. But no, I was doing a different thing when I was there as well, 'cause I was playing in a band there, so it was a little bit less open mic focus and less acoustic-y and more playing as loud as humanly possible so people couldn't talk over it. It was great. We used to have this one song that I loved playing because the first verse and chorus was just guitar and vocals, so it'd get dead quiet. And then there's one line where it said, "You hear 1,000 people scream," and when I hit the last couple of words, I'd move away from the mic and shout it as loud as I could. So whenever you'd get a room full of people who were all talking, they're just waiting to see the next band or whatever, I'd yell, "Hear 1,000 people scream!" You'd see everyone go, "Ooh." Ooh.
Yeah.
It's like they were being scolded. It was boss.
It is fun.
It's so
fun.
good.
I think that I've been told that I don't look like I sound.
I get that.
So sometimes I get up in an open mic where people don't know me, and I'll like start tame, and someone will give like a woo on like one of my tamest songs, and then I'll pull out Strawberry Love, and everyone just goes.
I love that. Those gigs when you can see people's opinion of you change.
Oh,
where
yeah.
You see people who've started talking and then kind of they start properly listening and go, "Fuck's this?"
Literally, it's great.
Shadow's really good for that. The one I'll play in a bit because the like little fiddly bit at the end.
What a tease!
Always, professional. The like fiddly bit at the end of that always gets people because they like start hearing it and it sounds a bit noodly and by the end everyone's looking over. It's fucking great.
Mm-hmm.
My favorite.
So, how long have you been writing music then?
15 plus years, something like that. I think I actually started on bass, I think when I was about 8 or 9, and then got a guitar at like probably about 11 or 12.
You chose to start on bass at 8 years old?
Mm.
Interesting choice. I respect that.
But then I like being the center of attention too much, and I was like, nah, this is not going to work for me. I need to be front and center of the stage. Not enough people are looking at me. Yeah, I say it like a joke, but it's 100% true.
Well, you also have definitely a different music palette than a lot of people in Liverpool, because I only know 2 people who remotely even listen to or know like grunge. Yeah,
it's well, especially because the people we play with a lot, it's a lot of acoustic and folk music and stuff like that.
Yeah, they are. Whitley.
And that's great, you know. That's great. Wish we had a camera on him now. That would be great. But yeah, so it's very different to a lot of the stuff that other people are doing. But that's what I always kind of wanted to do and enjoy doing with music. I don't want it to sound like it's just such a generic answer, but I want it to sound really unique. But
I want to be special.
Yeah. Again, I just want everyone looking at me.
When you first started singing, because your voice sounds unlike, not only folk musicians but most people in Liverpool. Is that something that you've learned how to do to match your genre, or is that just something you've always been able to do?
No, so I both had to kind of like teach myself to do it and rein it in a little bit, because I've got quite a deep voice when I sing. I always used to be kind of not scared of it, but kind of trepidatious of it, because I thought, well, that's not how you should sing for this kind of for that, and I just in my head it wasn't powerful enough and it wasn't loud enough doing it deep. Rather than teaching myself to just strengthen that part of my vocals, I just kind of tried to ignore it. And then once I went to uni and kind of realised, oh no, that's the bit that's where my voice is best suited, and it's the part that kind of makes me stand out the most. I just doubled down on it. But yeah, when I first went to uni, I had to do like a bit of an audition to get in, and the the tutor went, "Do you like Pearl Jam by any chance?" I was like, yeah. He was like, "Yeah, I can tell. You need to wind in the grunginess a little bit." I was like,
God.
Noted. Okay. So it used to be, if you can imagine it, even grungier than it is
well,
now.
sometimes you have to go too far to learn how to reel it back. Because a lot of people will ask me, like Ben's been asking me how to do rasp. It was by accident.
Yes. I don't know how.
It's by making different noises and seeing what works. So I literally, the first time that I like growled in a song to like put it, play the raw XD. Was
So I love you, a dinosaur.
Poor Ben is confused.
Oh, yeah, that's a meme from before you were born.
Before your time, son. But I had handed a guitar to Barry Sutton. I was like, give me something to eat. And then because it wasn't a song I had sung, but it's a song I knew, and it was like my uncle's song, I kind of just redid it in the moment. And there was like this bit of like, there was a bit of raw XD to it. And then the next time was I had gone to play that song with Ali Horn, and instead of keeping it in E, he went to A in the chorus, and my voice just went with it. And I was like, oh.
That's amazing.
Yeah, but then the first times that I did it, it was too much because I didn't have control over it. But it's just like you build the muscle up.
Yeah. Just learning how to.
But you ran away from the lower end of your voice.
Yeah, so I didn't think that it would. I was always dead bad for going, no, this is how you're meant to do music, and this is how you're meant to kind of do things. For years and years, like even with like the marketing side of music and stuff, I was always dead hipstery about it, and like, no, it should just be about the music, and like you shouldn't need to promote yourself loads or do all this, or, like sell your soul. And then the older I get, the more I realise, well, no, you definitely have to promote yourself, because why the fuck would anyone care about your music unless you make them care about it? Like, there's a weird part of my head that was like, no, I'm great, and everyone should just realise that I'm great without me telling them. Go, no.
Well, there's people who put you off the marketing side of it, who are like too much, and you're like, oh, I don't want to come across like that.
Yeah, definitely.
When if you're doing things genuinely and you're not being like a narcissistic asshole, you don't do that.
Or if you are a narcissistic asshole, as long as you steer into it with enough charm, I find it works.
You gotta be really good then, because if you make the smallest mistake and the entire crowd can tell that you're just a narc, everyone will immediately hate you.
Yeah, but I think that's more down to if you're being genuine or not. Like, I've seen people get on stage with
if you're a genuine narcissist.
I think as long as you're a little bit self-aware of it, like to have that level of, no, I am great and you should all be listening to me. As long as you do that with confidence, I think it works. It's when you are either a dick about it to people or you're not that confident in it, people then start to see through it a bit. I think as long as you're genuine on stage, I think even if you are a genuine bellend, people are mostly fine with it.
That's an interesting take. I like that. But it's strange to me that you ran from the lower end, because I would think that as a male vocalist, that'd be like, you want to do that. Yeah,
I think I didn't have enough faith in it, and I didn't think it was, because probably at the time it probably wasn't powerful enough.
Yeah.
But instead of doing the sensible thing and going, oh well, I should train this and get better at this, I just went, no, it's not working immediately, so I'm going to not do it.
Yeah.
And then, as I say, once I kept kind of coming back to it and just over practicing time and stuff, it got stronger. And
because I know I ran away from my low end.
Oh, did you?
Yes.
Yeah.
But I think that's more understandable, because when you show your mother a song where you did 4 layers of harmonies, and she says, oh, Shannon, I really love that male voice that you added in. And I had to look her in the eye and say, Heather, that's your daughter.
You go, thanks, mother.
Thanks, Mom. But
go full Barry White.
Yeah, man. But, okay, so looking at the music industry, we're talking about defining success. We've touched on branding. But what is success?
Yeah, I sure thinking of this one. I think it's very subjective. Because I think if you just make a living from playing music, that would definitely be seen as being successful. I was thinking about this yesterday. I think for me, what my current ceiling of success is, I want to be kind of, I guess, famous enough that if I want to, I can do 300 dates a year. like even if it's to 20 people in a room,
Yeah.
like I want to be able to, if I want to, gig every single night, just doing originals, like touring around the country, around Europe, around wherever.
Yeah.
I want like a comedian's schedule of gigging, but for playing music. Like you see Jimmy Carr's tour dates, he does like 250 to 300 dates every year, and then goes and does all of his other bits. I want to be that busy. And I want
You want to be the Jimmy Carr.
Yeah. I want better teeth, and I want to get my hair sorted. That's what I want. But yeah, I'd like to, if it doesn't even have to be like, obviously like playing massive shows and stuff would be nice, but I'd quite happily take playing to 10, 15 people every night who want to be there and want to listen.
Yeah.
And just, drive around the country constantly playing my own music. That's my proper idea of success. That.
No, it definitely is. I mean, I feel like it's such a subjective thing, and there's layers to it.
Yeah.
It's an onion. It's an ogre. It's got layers.
So glad you took it to Shrek.
Always take it to Shrek, baby. Always take it to Shrek. I almost took it to Shrek is Love, Shrek is Life, but I feel like that's a lot. We had a teacher that brought that up in class once.
What? Shrek is Love, Shrek is Life. Wow, what a strong opening.
I saw that Shrek doing something very naughty on the internet.
I think they've downloaded the wrong
Christina,
Shrek film.
Of course. Yeah. He was doing something very naughty. First day class.
I don't know what she's seen.
Do you not know the Shrek is Love, Shrek is Life?
I've seen like little memes about it, but I've seen doing something very naughty. What's the very naughty bit?
You've not seen
Apparently I've not seen it properly now.
We've now come to the end of the borderline pornographic Shrek portion of the episode.
Just didn't say that.
I'm trying to get monetized, boy. I'm probably cutting out this.
Sex sells. And Shrek sells.
Put that on a t-shirt.
Yeah. I'm wearing green. Works perfectly. Branding.
I am a swamp. Donkey.
Have you been up to this song?
No, what's that?
Ditto, man. You know the funny thing? A friend of mine actually, I went to go get coffee with him, and I said, "Oh, do you want to go to this coffee shop on this street?" And he just texted back, "Ditto." And I was like, "Okay, cool. So that means
are you agreeing? Or?
You're agreeing." And then I showed up to the place that I had said. I was like, "I'm here," and he's like, "No, you're not," because Ditto's very small. And he said, I said, "Well, I am. I'm upstairs." He goes, "No, you're not." I was like, "Are you at a different one?" He said, "I'm a Ditto." I'm like, what the fuck is Ditto? Ditto means what?
I was thinking that this was before you knew that Ditto Coffee was
yes,
a thing.
This,
Right, okay, that
this
makes
was
more
before,
sense then.
before I had been introduced, yes. Oh,
So if you were aware of Ditto Coffee at that point, then it is a little bit on you. If you didn't know.
No, I had not met my neighbor who is the Ditto man himself.
The Ditto man.
So the Ditto man. We met at Jimmy's open mic, yeah.
Yeah. I think it was either there or Belvedere. Can't remember which one came first. I think it was one of those. Oh, I'd seen you at the Monday Club actually first. But I don't think we properly spoke until like Jimmy's.
Oh yeah.
Jimmy's was the first time we
had
a full on conversation.
Well, that's the weird thing now. People know who I am before I've met them.
Yeah. What I told you, I went to Manchester to do a couple of open mics and just to see a load of old mates.
Yeah.
I was at this pub called the White Lion, it's like underneath my mate's flat.
Yeah.
I hadn't seen him like over a year. Walking to the bar, I've got my guitar on my back. I was going to an open mic afterwards. As I'm ordering a drink, this guy came up to me and he's like, "Excuse me, are you Marl?" I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "Oh, I saw you playing at Ditto the other week. You were really good." I was like, "Thank you." And when David said to me, he's like, "I don't see you in a year. You come back famous." I was like, "This is the perfect time for anyone to have randomly recognized me."
Honestly,
now mate David's just like, "Oh my god, he's a star."
It always happens at the perfect moment.
It's so good.
Like, what?
Technical difficulties. Oh yeah, I'm gonna quickly Google that while you.
I loved Shrek so much. I had all the merchandise and movies. I read to Shrek every night before bed.
I do feel like I have seen this. It's all ogre now. Oh, it's all ogre now. Oh, that's beautiful. Beautiful stuff.
Don't give up the goat. I don't know if that's the expression. It is now. That's it.
I won't give up the goat. Don't worry.
I am the goat now. Speaking of ditto.
Smooth.
Very smooth. Through the camera difficulties and all. Definitely not user error. You recently won a contest at Ditto.
I did. It was very good. I was very, very excited about it. It was, I think it was meant to be judged originally. And then I think the judge wasn't able to get there at the last second, so they changed it to a vote on Instagram. And as soon as I saw that they did that, I was like, well, I'm definitely not winning. So we had about 200 followers on Instagram. Yeah. The person who came second had 2,500. And I was like, yeah, I'm...
Who came second?
Oh, Zoe Yunsworth.
Oh, I don't know who that is.
Yeah. She was really good. This is another thing as well. All the people they'd picked to go through to the final were all fantastic and all really varied. So there was no two acts who sounded the same at all. It was really, really well picked. There was a handful of people where I was like, even if it was judged, I wouldn't have been fazed losing to them. Like King Fast Music was absolutely fucking incredible. Thomas Bradley Project were there as well. They're
we
great.
Love Thomas Bradley.
They're so good. Yeah, there was a handful of them. Everyone there was great, but there was a handful of them especially who I was like, they were absolutely blew my mind. But yeah, so the voting, I ended up with 118 votes, and I think Zoe ended on 116.
Oh,
so it was like two votes into it, and it was only about 10 minutes before voting closed that I realised I hadn't voted on my personal account. So I'd voted on my music account. I just completely fucking forgot. So I had my old one that I just used for my day-to-day stuff, like my non-music-y stuff. I was like, oh shit, I forgot to fucking vote for that. When I went with my mate Brad to the actual competition, and afterwards we went out for a drink and stuff, we went back to Ormskirk and we went into the bar that he works at, and he basically just went in, and everyone who was working there, he was like, give us your phone. And just went and got it. It was like voting on everyone's account so he could find. It was fucking great. But yeah, like I said before off camera, like the reason I won that was just because I was far more comfortable just pestering people to vote for me. So I went down, I just sent to absolutely everyone on my Instagram the vote thing, and then even messaged a few people and every group chat I'm in got a thing to it. Was like, please go and vote for this, please go and vote for this. So I
because listen, you can have all the followers, but if the followers aren't gonna step up,
yeah, exactly. That was the thing. I had 200 followers and I got 118 votes. So that's some pretty darn good retention. That's
what I was saying. We were talking the other day about ratios. People can have tens of thousands of followers and only get 20 likes.
Yeah.
It's how much
interaction you get. Yeah. It was a good way of doing it. But I always love playing Ditto. It's dead nice, especially when the audition-y bit for that, when there was 20 of us stood outside, and then people were just coming in and out and just swapping over. It's got a proper nice little commune feel to it.
That's how that was my introduction to the music scene, and it was like that on normal open mic nights just in the summer. Just too many people, so everyone has to be outside.
But you said it best there, where it's almost how open mic should be, because you can be outside and be chatting and stuff and not feel like you're interrupting the performance, and then you can still hear it because it's being blasted out through the speakers, but you can also have a chat and have a smoke and have a drink and whatever. So it just feels a lot more like you're socialising rather than as much as I love the Belvedere, you don't want to talk through that because it's so quiet that you just sat listening. So if you're going with someone, you're going and sitting next to them and not saying not saying anything. So yeah, I do like that.
Well, that is my theory is that if an open mic has enough seating, it's going to be shit.
So if you want your open mic to do well, burn all your chairs.
Burn, baby. But okay, so we have 2 questions.
Ooh.
Are you
Fancy.
ready?
I'm ready.
Are you buckled?
Just born ready.
Okay. Born ready. Well, your shoes are buckled. So
I'm buckled in.
But I'm sad. I don't know if they're going to be in shot.
We'll set up a Patreon if you want them without shoes on.
OnlyFans / Marl.
Only Marls.
Marl the Music Man.
Da, da, da,
Or
da,
the music Marl. That's what it is.
do, 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 do. How's your first podcast appearance? Great. Got my tits out. It was lovely.
As you should. As you should. Listen, with the sex sells, Shrek sells.
I do my own version of that video called Marl is Love, Marl is Life.
There's a whole bit about unbuckling his shoes. Okay, so what is a song that you've heard in the music scene that you wish you wrote?
Ooh, that's a very good question. There's a band in Manchester called Dakota Avenue. They're really good. There's a song. I can't remember the title of the song,
No
but
worries.
it's got one of my favorite lyrics in it ever. It's one of the proper old ones. I don't think they play it that much anymore. Dead Men Don't Grin, it's called. The line goes, I used to drink Ribena from the bottle like a rebel, but I stopped because my mum said it'd turn me purple. It's fucking so good. Like, it's such an amazing line. But I think, yeah, that one's up there.
I love that.
Or there's another band called Queen Cult, who I saw playing in Liverpool a month or so ago. And they were supported by Shifu, who are fucking great. They do a song called Shindigger, which is, again, fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
So it'd be one of those two, I think.
Tangent.
Mm.
We don't have squash in America. That's a foreign concept.
Like the juice,
Yeah,
not the sport.
the juice concentrate that you water down. We don't have that. So I had a friend from my town who was up in Newcastle who just drank it straight. For the whole year she was there. And when I was
now has
sick,
diabetes.
she already had She's a type 1 diabetic. I was like, Lydia, how did you not die? But I was I was sick, and I was making like a hot Ribena with water from the kettle. She's like, "Oh, you're watering it down. Well, it is pretty thick." And I'm like, Lydia. But anyways, question. This episode is not sponsored by Ribena. I wish.
I am personally though.
You've got your forehead tattoo booked in, yeah?
Yeah, no, it's on my ass.
OnlyFans / the Marl.
It's got Vimto on one thing.
Oh my god. So question 2. The entire music scene goes into an octagon. Who wins?
Oh, it's got to be Sush, isn't it?
Yeah.
We were talking about it before, like he's a beefy boy. He's a beefy boy.
He's a tree trunk.
He is, like, he'd fuck me up.
You know? I said he's my bass player. And I got photos of him wearing our merch. And I sent a couple photos to my grandmother. And I couldn't send them Ellie's photo shoot because she was just like grabbing her tits the whole time and flashing me. But
She was flashing you. Can you wear this shirt? Sure. Just hides the complete shirt.
no, it was the skirt because she like kept hopping up onto tall things.
Right, okay.
And it was a short skirt. The whole time she's like, I really am a man in a skates. I'm Adam Sandler in a skates. So I was like, oh, I can only send a few of me. But I have one of Sush where he's just like this. I sent it to my 82-year-old grandmother. And she goes, oh, does he come with the shirt? I'll take two of them. But all right. Sush wins.
Yeah,
So-
he because I don't think, no disrespect to, and I'm including myself in this, the Liverpool music scene, not the most formidable bunch.
No.
No. Like, and then you put maybe Sush isn't actually that big. He just looks dead big compared to the rest of us.
Yeah.
You're just like, oh, that's what a proper man looks like.
He's a real boy.
One day, I hope I grow up big and strong like Sush.
Oh God. Well, with that, I think we might head off to our couch concert.
This has ended up being more of an advert for Sush.
And a message from today's sponsor.
If you like,
Sush.
if you like giant sexy legs, check out Sush.
Friends all asking if you're coming out today. Well, you should say no, 'cause you're an imposter. Your friends all asking if you're coming out to play. But you should say no, 'cause you're a monster. Go out, and you should go back home and be alone before somebody knows. Now you go out, now you go out, and you should go back home and be alone before somebody knows. Now you're wasted, now you're wasted, and you should do it now before somehow you try to wriggle out. Now you're wasted, now you're wasted, and you should do it now before somehow you try to wriggle out. Before you wriggle free, before you wriggle out, before you wriggle free, before you wriggle out. Trying to find the light. I'm the shadow behind you that holds you at night. I'm the hand that feeds you while it pulls your life away. I'm the shadow behind you that wants you to pay. I'm the shadow behind you that follows you home. I'm the shadow behind you that follows you home. I'm the shadow behind you that follows you home. The shadow behind you that follows you home. The shadow behind you that follows you all the way home.
But just very briefly before we finish, I played a charity gig at a primary school for a friend of mine's mum, and it was only like 20 minutes before I went on. Like, I thought it was going to be like, because it was in the evening, I thought it was just going to be for the parents and it was like raising money.
Yeah.
But it just was a room full of kids.
Oh, we love.
And then some parents as well. And I was like, oh, what are my 3 happiest songs? Because I can't do Shadow, a song about your intrusive thoughts telling you to off yourself to a room full of kids. They'll figure that out later. I don't need to spoil it for them. So I was like, I need to pick my 3 happiest songs. 2 of the 3 were breakup songs. I was like, I think I might need to write some happier songs.
Well, I'm just going to call the song Lovely.
Oh, it's called Shadow. That was the one.
off. So, Marl, what a shadowy. Is that a better adjective?
Yeah, much better.
Okay. Thank you for joining us on the show.
Right. Oh, you're very welcome. Bye, Vimto.
I thought it was Ribena.
No, it was Vimto because the O was my bumhole. If you didn't get the joke from before.
That's what we call callback in the industry.
So cool.
Whatever this was, thank you for joining us on this season. If you think Marl should get that Vimto tattoo, comment down below.
And I definitely will get it.
It will say if the video gets 1 million likes.
Sure, I will go get 1 million likes. I'll get Vimped tattooed on my ass.
Oh God! All right, well.
This is gonna go viral now, isn't it? I'm gonna end up with Vimped on my ass.
Vimto sponsor us. See you next season.
I'll get it if Vimto pay for it. That was fun.